Now the new bushing is on, nice fitting. I don't know how I could install this. You don't forget to install this metal plate between the gearbox and the engine. I'm from Finland. Volkswagen VW Syncro. I am Sami and I want to be overlander. This is my ego. Hello from Wanna Be Overlander YouTube channel and welcome back to building my engine for my T4 Syncro. And last episode I wanted to build this engine completely ready for the installation to the car, but I had an issue with the vacuum pump, and probably the issue was I used the wrong gasket, wrong seal to install it here, and it was too thick, so wasn't able to go to complete seated to this cylinder head. So my pump is the shorter shaft, so I mean that actuator shaft is shorter, so it's already correct one for this one. If I take another pump, then it's not able to go to all the way on the place, but I'm waiting the new pump coming. So while we're waiting that, I have a few things. Yeah, I'm going to install the fuel pump bracket here because there is the lifting hook, and I need to tighten those injectors, so I need a long extension socket, but all these sockets have a similar problem. These grooves not goes deep enough, but here in injectors have those hose fittings, return hose fittings, so the socket could not go too deep enough, so I could not tighten them to the specific torque. I could not find anywhere this one, but I have one old socket, 27mm socket, which I'm going to cut, split it to half, and I found a steel tube which is wide enough inside. I need to cut here a few centimeter collar and put it on the middle of the socket, so I make the tool myself. And meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell button so you don't miss the new videos. So now my deep socket is done, and as you see, there is not that smaller hole. I have this tube here. I have everything done here already. I'm just not tightening these yet, but there is that washer in down there. It's some kind of seal, and they are correct way orientation to 70 Newton meters. Now I could tighten these bolts, and I can use this socket later in the car also if I need to ever take off injectors. Yeah. And install this with a little bit engine oil and diesel. I don't want to fill that hole with the engine oil. I hope these are fine now. But of course we could see if they leak and then take it off and retightening. So this tool is perfect. Fuel pump to engine block mounting bracket is 50 newtons. So here is this bracket. I repainted this because the color tears off, but I don't take off these markings here, so I could see the position where it was before earlier. I hope it still be the same position, because obviously it's have effect with the fuel pump belt. We try to install this to the old marks. I think we are quite close. Then tightening it 50 newtons. I'm trying to install this bushing here, and I'm not very happy. This gearbox is very dirty. I need to clean this a little bit. This is complete rebuild. There is new bearings and everything is redone, but it's so dirty I need to clean it a little bit more. There was the original bushing And the reason why I take it off is because, as you see, the vulcanization starts to tear apart, and it was quite tricky because I don't have a proper tool for take off this. So I drill off the rubber and show this core a little bit broken, then I tear it off, but it was quite tricky. So I make a washer here because we need to push it in from the outer collar, not from the inner. Now I'm trying to push it from the up to down. I'm already greasing the hole, but better lubricate this also. This could be quite hard to install, I think so. But let's see how it goes, and if it starts to go in straight. I think it's sliding in, and not with the very over power. So I think we could manage this. Something thinner. Take a deeper socket. I need to put the collar to another end. Now we push it to when my washer touches the surface, and then it's there. Yeah. Touchdown. Now the bushing is on. We could start to clean the gearbox. Now the new bushing is on, and it's nice fitting. So I washed the bolts for engine mount. I still need to buy new bolts for the front CV because these are original style. These are much better to use tightening than these Allen key bolts. You see, this one is almost gone. And the gearbox I washed. It's much cleaner now. This you should do definitely before you repair the gearbox. I recommend soda blasting. Wash the oil out and then soda blasting. You can get it much more cleaner. But this is okay now. I'm happy to install this now, and so let's continue. This is my original clutch fork, and this is the, I think, 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 group fork. But only one thing I don't like here is this end. It looks a little bit thin. Edge not comes over this ball, so I'm scared this could bend, but perhaps it can stay there. I have new this end ball to this end where it's pivot, and they say it's original. Never know, but the main thing is here is some kind of slot where the grease could stay. So when it's always turned, it can get a little bit lubricate. So the original one was, I don't know, perhaps this could be fine also, but the reason for change this is they are quite worn. And this end, special well, where the clutch push, it's quite deep edge here. So I'm scared come through from the fork. So that's why I put the new fork and new this one. And I have here Brembo slave cylinder. Today I get the new vacuum pump from Trodo. This rain metal package, but it's a Bevelbox vacuum pump. It should be as original as it possible, and you see they don't have any more where the original left one has a Bevelbox logo. They signed Germany, but the new one they not signed Germany anymore. So this could be made everywhere in the world, but it's not a problem. It's quite similar. Obviously there's no Volkswagen Audi logo, but like they drill it off, so this should be as an original, but it's not 100% original. There is only minor differences as here, where the original has this canal board here, but this one it goes a bit different direction. It's a lower part inside, but I think it's not a problem. The main thing is, I mean, the valve shaft. But I think the reason why I crack my pump, as a previous episode you see, I rebuilt 2 days this pump. First day I disassembled it and wash it. It was so dirty. And second day I rebuilt it and then I installed it in the car and it's cracked. But the reason for the crack was the seal. The repair kit comes with the thick seal, and another seal set comes with the thin seal. But this one was the original actually, and it was so thin. Repair kit, it was so thick, so when I tightening the bolts, it bent here and it cracked. So if the seal comes over the bolt, then it should be strong enough, but when you tightening it here and something give up here, then you crack this end. And the new pump have also a bit thicker than this original, but it goes nice in the groove, and if I push with my finger, I can push it down to the metal. So I think this seal should be correct for this pump. And one Victor range set comes also with tin, could be the correct one for this pump also, but it's late now, it's cracked. So when you install the vacuum pump, make sure you have a upper dead center your engine, so this nose where the push rod go in is behind there, so you don't need to tightening bolts against the pump. I could say this is a little bit nightmare if you read from the internet cracking pumps and broken and cut camshafts, and then you rebuild your pump and you crack it. This was quite expensive pump, it was 170 euros. What I'm going to do, I'm pour a little bit clean engine oil to the pump. So, and oil for the push rod. There is a canal for the lubrication, and see, this end was the pump end and this is the cam end, and my push rod is very nice condition. There's not any slack or anything. It's turns very nice and smooth here. And then install the pump. Now it should go all the way in without any resistance of the seal. So I hope next 400,000 kilometers I don't need to open this. So there is not any tightening instruction for this. It says only tighten it securely. It's not cracked yet, but I'm so scared. Bolts are not tight. The seal goes together nice. Yes, definitely the problem was with the seal. And not over tight, I have a Loctite there. So the metal surface are together, that's enough. Yeah. So, thank God it's there. And let's make one check with the new vacuum pump. I'm going to rotate the engine one round. First I need to remove those glow plugs because I don't want to turn it against the compression. Listen, vacuum pump works. It makes nice vacuum. Yeah. I think it works correctly. Yeah, that's it. It's just fine. So I hook the engine from here, from this ear and here. I think it's gonna be balancing quite nice because it should install in this position to the vehicle. So I think it's okay to lifting from these 3 mounts. Now I need to take it off from the bench and connect with the gearbox. Remove it from the bench. I think it's okay here. We take the flywheel. I have new bolts and they are packaged separately. There's a wheel nut, but definitely this is the flywheel bolts. They are 12.9 grade bolts, and there is a treat lock already, and behind this flywheel end there is a oil. So these bolts actually seal the oil also, so it's not come off from the engine end bearing. I think it's not goes on in wrong position. I think the bolt holes are different. So when the gearbox is on, there is that arrow where we could see this actually position. So what's the Bible say about flywheel bolts? You should have clean surfaces in the crankshaft end and the flywheel face where it's mating together, and so it's not slippery. You see there is a minor slack with the bolts, and you should use new bolts because these have two-stage tightening. 5-cylinder engines have 60 Newton meters and sequential tightening order, and then 90 degrees angle tightening further. So this always you should have a new bolts, and my new bolts have pre-coated with treat lock. So if you new bolts don't have treat lock pre-coated, then you need to use. The bolts are offset, so you could not install them to the wrong position. I make this kind of arrangement to locking my flywheel. There is this slot, and I use some socket put on this slot, so I can rotate my engine because my timing belt is already in the almost correct position. So torque them to 60 newtons. So this is actually the 90-degree angle tightening, and I'll take another marking pen. So let's start to turn these bolts. I hope my engine could stay here. So let's try. Yeah, first yeah, that's it. Now all bolts have 2 markings. Okay, let's try to centering the clutch. I make this kind of centering tool from the long socket, diameter 20 millimeter, and I use some masking tape here to make it a little bit thicker, and clean this surface where the clutch meets together with the degreaser, so there's cannot have any oil in this surface. And this surface which comes off from the outside of the clutch surface, it's a gearbox side. So, and now you see there is a little bit movement, so I need to check it with this compression plate. And I'm marking this position already because there is actually only one orientation how it could goes on the place. Just treating a couple of bolts so we could center in the clutch before final fitting, and I'm going to use a blue Loctite a bit in these bolts, but first we need to check the clutch's center, make it sure it's center. Does it move too much? Now it is so center as my eye can see, so we leave it there.
That's just a bit. So now 20 newtons. And the last one. Yeah, remember marking, you already tied them. And I'm going to actually fit the engine to the gearbox, not the gearbox to the engine. So we try to find the correct way to install this. I could take the sticker off on my gearbox. I could know that there's no oil inside. I put a little bit grease to the clutch shaft spindle, so as a workshop manual says. I think now it's a bit already, yeah, actually now it goes on. Yeah, it's already done. And you see, if it goes like an accident. I could take off this later. And then I go check that one. So let's install this Bevelbox. I show you something. I found this kind of picture from installation manual, and there is these 3 bolting places in this engine block, and one place is here in the Bevelbox where is the drive shaft comes out off. And I checked my video when I took off the engine from the van, and I see there's no in this mount in my engine. So I'm ordered from internet, and I need to wait it comes. But meanwhile we should install the Bevelbox anyway and put the engine in the car. Transmission fluid to this seals. I don't know how I could install this without damaging the seals. If the gear not goes to the teeth, yeah, now it goes. And the instructions say it should go to place all the way, not tightening it, not push it into place with the bolts. Is it the O-ring or what? I could take it off once again and check if there is any differences with the teeth. No, I think it should go in any position, but why is it not sliding? Yeah, I think it's all the way. Yeah, it was quite tight. Yeah, this one is 60. And this one, there's no access. Yeah, this is a bit better. Yeah. Okay, now all bolts are 60 newtons, so this is done well. I don't have a new circlip here to this side, but I think this could manage this old circlip. Perhaps it's took off only once. And instructions say put the tiny amount of the, what is this, MOS FET. So this is the actually same FET what used in CV joints. Let's do it as they say. I think my shaft is ready to fit in. So there's plenty of lubricate. Let's slide it on the place. It should go nice there. Yeah, now it slides on. Yeah. And now it goes to the seal. I think now it is on. But is this normal? There is an empty area like this, or should it go more? I think now it should be, because there is a small slack, so I hope I don't miss anything here. But why this is so clear, like it should spin on this. Now we're just waiting this supporting bracket. Engine mount to this end. Yeah, it slots nice, and this torque is 65 Newton meter, and I think it's quite a lot also again for 10 millimeter bolts, but these bolts are 10.9 grade. Yeah, but now it's okay. Now the engine mounts are on the place, but one thing, I don't have new bolts here. That's it now. The engine is ready for the fitting to car. Okay, I think now I have any preparations done. So the engine is not enough leaning to front. So now it's a little bit closer. This helped me a lot. I could fit one bolt here, so it's not going off from this side. And I need to jacking under the gearbox a bit, then it turns there to right place. Turn the engine, yes. So now it's not going to drop here. Then this lower mount, and it's almost there. So we managed to put the bolts, and this is the problem here, because it's touching here, but we managed to do it, and the bolts are here. Installing this one here, so, and it's almost there. So I need to a little bit turn it like this, then I could install the bolts. Enough. Yeah, can I put it on the treats? Yeah, it's almost there. But it's there. You see the bolt end comes to see, visible. I'm a bit tightening those bolts, and then I can take off my lift. They say this one you should leave the engine without any torsion, but how you could do it, it's free of torsion. There's not much more center of the hole. I think now our engine is on the car, so release the engine. My camshaft is a little bit out of timing, so I have this tool, but this is too thin. You see there is a slack so much, so I could not check it with this, but I need to a bit turn my camshaft. Okay, I need to retightening the front sprocket, so I could turn it from here. It's easier. Now I could turn this exactly the center as possible. And now I need to loosen again this front sprocket, loosen this bolt, and then we take this tool, punch tool, and hit the gear off, retighten the belt, and then tightening this bolt. And as you see, there is this timing marks, it's on the center, and the camshaft is centerized with this align tool. And then this sprocket and timing belt, 10.9 grade bolt should tightening 100 Newton, so it's quite tight. We need to take this our special tool, and let's see how I can tightening this. Yeah, now it's in there, 100 Newton. Let's do it like this, so I could see the align of bolts and the washer. So now we have a timing belt done in a correct tension, and the camshaft is properly timing. When this tool is able to install here, it means it is in correct alignment, correct timing. today I get this package, which I should have already before I start to do this engine. But now we got this bracket, so it's very dirty. But is it the perhaps same year model than my van? I don't know. I could see it later. Now I need to go wash this, and then I could fit it on my van. While we're waiting that bracket cleaning in the ultrasound washer, I could install this hydraulic pump to this bracket and put this on the car. This is Miele 100 bar pump. The previous one was 105 bar, if I remember. I think this goes this way. I'm going to put here also treat lock, but I'm just pre-assembling this. Yeah, anything goes on nice. So, and this my bolts. Actually, one bolt is exactly same like which I have for that bracket behind the engine. Yeah, I'm going to use this cheap Biltema treat lock. It opens wrong way here. And put this on the treats, just a tiny amount. And I'm already clean all treats, so this should be just fine. Just reading it on. I put them on the 50 newtons. I think it's just fine for the engine block. 8.8 grade bolts. Yeah, they are not never going to open. Yeah. And then I put the treat locks for these bolts, and then I can put the pulley here. And this is my bracket. I could not clean it more than that, but I think this is just fine now. And let's see how I can tighten the bolts here. I use a little bit treat lock. Perhaps I cannot torque them here to correct torque, but let's see how this goes. The longer bolt goes here. I don't know, could you see anything? I don't have any place for filming here. The last bolt. Okay, the engine is on the car now, on the van, and I'm going to end this video here because after this going to be too long. So in the next video I'm planning to another parts for the engine, and hopefully we could test run this. We need to install fuel pump and make some timings and etc. But right now the engine is on the car, and we have already timing set, and but not the fuel pump, but the timing and belt. So, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and please hit the like button if you like, and remember, it's not cost nothing. We'll see you in the next video episode. Now it is here, and I didn't have this bracket here earlier, so this is totally upgrade for my van, and it should be good for the Bevelbox. So that's it. And now engine is on there, and then we just put another accessories to the place. And one thing before I end this video is you don't forget to install this metal plate between the gearbox and the engine. Yeah, not broken anything. To take off the gearbox and put that metal plate there. Now I'm at same point as in this morning. Now I learned the technique how to remove the engine and how install it back together. You just lift from the brackets behind the engine, just 2 points. Then it's hanging a little bit correct position, and then you jacking on it bit from under the gearbox, so you can put that banana bracket on the place.
Thank you for watching and see you in next episode.
Next video sure I can start to install fuel pump and etc. Now the timing is on, and then next one is the fuel pump end, and then the wiring and the hoses and etc.